everyone, my name is Pete Duckett. I'm an engineer at Dyson and I'm welcoming you to our first store in Chennai. It's actually our fourth store in India since 2018. We've got two in Delhi, one in Bangalore, and this is our first in Chennai. And I'm welcoming you all here to come and see our four categories of products: our lighting, our purifiers, our vacuum cleaners, and our hair care products as well. And I wish you all to walk around the store and get your hands on all our machines and mess around with them and ask questions. Thank you very much. So I'm inviting everyone to come to the store and come and see our products in real life and use them as much as you can. And, engineering manager at Dyson, and I've been at Dyson for about 16 years. I now manage a team of 50 plus engineers that's responsible for developing the majority of the technology that you see here today inside our machines, which includes the motors inside the vacuum cleaners, our purifiers, the lighting, and I also work occasionally with the guys that do the hair care projects as well. And so over the last few years, Dyson has been opening up stores all over the world. This is actually the fourth store to open up in India. We have two in Delhi, one in Bangalore, and this is the first store in Chennai. And I'm really excited to be here. Actually, this is my first time to India as a whole, so thank you for being so welcoming. I'm excited to open our first new store here. But back 16 years ago, even when I was an engineer and helping to develop products, we were still encouraged to go into stores and demonstrate our products. And that's why we open the Dyson stores here today. It's for getting the technology, the products in the hands of people, just because we know it's much easier to demonstrate the performance, the benefit, and why Dyson is such a great product. And that's why we're here today, and that's why I'm here today. And it's quite exciting as an engineer to get them in the hands of yourselves, and also just to tell you a little bit more about what goes on inside the machines, a little bit why our Dyson philosophy of solving a problem, thinking different and making better machines, and how that comes about into the finished product. Okay, so the first product I'm going to demonstrate to you today is the Dyson V11TMAbsolute. Now, the V11 is actually the name of the brand new motor that's gone inside the machine. Let me just take this off. You can see a picture of it up here. Now, this is 20% more performance than the last generation, and it's also more efficient and quieter. The way we've done that is, you can't quite see inside, but we have a triple diffuser that enables the air to exit and reduces the noise and increases the efficiency. And that's at the core of the whole machine. We make our own motors at Dyson. We invest a lot of money in developing that technology, and that's enabled us to put so much more power into a small package inside the machine. So when we've got such a powerful motor, we need to know how to manage that power as well. And so what we also have with the V11 is a digital display at the back. Now this gives feedback to the user. We're able to manage the different power settings, so we've got clear as well. So we've increased the power inside our clean air here. So we've got a high torque brush bar that's continually sensing the power draw from the machine. And you can see on a hard floor like this, it's not that demanding. If I move it onto carpet, it will increase the power, the demand, because the carpets are harder to reduce. If I pull it off, the power drops, because I don't need as much suction or as much power on the brush bar. And you can see on the back there's a countdown timer to how much runtime I've got left in the battery. Here it's 46 minutes, which is quite generous. And you can see that change. when we go onto the carpet. Increases the power, of course, you have less battery runtime. But because it senses and adapts to its environment, it means you get much more power or much more runtime. It's much more efficient than any of the other products. Right back up again. Really, really easy. Okay. Okay, kicked into high gear there for me to use outside Chennai. So it's a pretty clear day. I know in other parts of India it can get quite smoggy. 300-400 up to 900 on really, really bad days. And so people are becoming a little bit more aware of the quality of the air and the pollutants that are given off outside. But believe it or not, we spend 90% of our time indoors, either at home, sleeping in the office. And the air quality can actually be up to 5 times worse than the air quality on the outdoors. And that's why we've developed our air purifying technology. The reason it can be quite bad is there's actually hidden pollutants within our environment. It might be certain aerosols, candles that we're lighting, but also cooking is a very typical pollutant, especially gas cooking. Some pollutants you can get off wood stains, fabric, etc., etc. And so VOCs, volatile organic compounds, they're the formaldehydes, the benzenes, the harmful gaseous compounds that we have from lots of everyday aerosols and products, smoke, etc. And then also the relative humidity and temperature as well. So that's for thermal comfort in the environment. So we sense that. We have sensors constantly monitoring the atmosphere, but also when we sense an event, a pollution event, it then turns the machine on and increases the flow, so that it's then projecting the air, then mixing the air in the whole room, and then also capturing it into our filters. And I'll demonstrate now here. What we've got here is our typical machine. This is our desk purifier. Now, I'll put this on auto mode. Okay. So we've got PM2, we're going to PM10, the VOCs, NO2, which is your typical pollutant from cars. So if you live in a city next to a road, this is quite typical. Temperature and humidity as well, and your filter life. And we aggregate that into a general air quality metric. But of course, I'll leave it on PM2.5 there. But now, the circadian rhythm, which is the sunrise and the sunset and the colour of the light throughout the day. This actually, when connected to the app and it knows your location, it will change the colour and temperature throughout the day. There's a diagram here. From 2, I can demonstrate it here. So a very cool, bright light, and then a very warm. It spins at 125,000 RPM, but it's about the size of 25 mil, about that big, which is about a third of the size of a conventional hairdryer's motor. What that allowed us to do was put the motor in the handle, and we were able to shift the centre of balance to make this a more manoeuvrable product, and we could shrink down the head and just put the heating elements inside here. If you wanted a more detailed picture, you can see the graphics on the store side, on the store wall. So, shrinking the motor down, maintaining 13 litres per second at high pressure. The next thing we had to do was study the hair. Now, everyone wants long, shiny, healthy hair. So we spent 2 or 3 years studying hair science, 125 kilometers of hair, which is about half the length of India, I believe. So it's a lot of hair that we studied. We found that the biggest culprit that damages hair is heat itself. What tends to happen is you come out of the shower, you wash your hair, and it's wet. And a lot of hair dryers will just overheat the hair, and that causes the moisture in the hair to burst out rapidly, and it damages the hair, causes it to dull in finish. So what we've done is we've put a glass bead thermistor and we've got a microprocessor in here, and that measures the temperature about 20 times per second, and then regulates the power into the hairdryer, and that prevents the high temperature heat damage. But we also achieve fast dry times because we've got a high amount of airflow and a high amount of pressure coming out of this hairdryer. We've got 3 speed settings and 3 heat settings, as well as a cool sharp. But of course, everyone's different, and so we've also got magnetic attachments. We've got a diffuser for curly, frizzy hair, as well as a focus jet flow for straighter hair, which is a magnetic attachment, which can be adjusted at any time during your styling. With a lot of conventional hair dryers, also, once you've been using it for a few minutes, it gets very hot to touch. But we've got our cool wall technology here that provides lets the hot air escape from the middle, but also allows the side walls to be cool to touch. So you can change the angle of this anytime during your hair dryer. To style the hair with curls. What usually happens is you come out, you have wet hair, then you dry it, and then you style it. So this has been designed to go straight from wet to style. And the way we did that is we linked it up with our airflow and heating technology, and designed a completely revolutionary tool, styling tool, that used the same Coanda technology that was in our original fans. If you notice, if you look down the barrel here, it's very much like an airplane wing. And what that does, with the high pressure motor, if you put a jet of air over that profile, it creates an area of low pressure,